Before we can really start messing with the program and making it do something, we should understand kind of what we're looking at, the interface. So this is going to be a quick overview of this. Your screen might look different than mine, but that's okay because at the end of this video, we'll make it look like one another. So here's a quick tour. At the bottom, you'll of course see the CIA right here that you can open or close. This is where we can get to our file menu and a couple of quick buttons that we might want to get to. And then we've got this frame here, this workspace. This is kind of the main screen that we want to see. And in the screen, you'll see what we call tabs. This is just like if you were to be browsing the internet, you can have multiple tabs, web pages open at the same time. You can flip through them quickly and easily. You can also hit plus to add a new tab. And here we can see the different displays that we can open up in our tabs. So many options here. Some of the main ones that we're going to use are, first, the live table display. This is where we can see all of the channels that we have patched into our show that we might be using. A channel is quite simply the numerical name that we give numbers. This should correspond then with our magic sheets or our color key that you might have downloaded with this show file itself. The second most important one usually is what we call the Playback Status Display, or the PSD. This is a list of all of our different queues and shows you which queue we're actually currently in. As you can see here, I have no queues recorded, therefore I have none in this list. Next, we have Augmented. Here it looks dark, but if we were to bring up a light, you could see that my three-dimensional model is here for us to use in a little bit. The next one that we're going to use is called the virtual keyboard. This mimics the keyboard on an actual tactile surface, and we can click on these buttons to make the board do different things. This can also be accessed by the little shortcut here at the top right hand corner, and we can see that right here. In this little video chapter, we'll actually have it at your disposal, so you don't have to hit that shortcut. Next is also the moving light controls, ML controls tab. So here we see nothing, but if we were to grab a light, we could see the different options that we have for it. A regular light, a conventional light, will just have intensity, but something like an LED or a moving light might have a color picker, and all kinds of other options. Up here, we have what we call different workspaces. So we are currently in our workspace number 1, but we might want to save different ways of looking at information. So that might be while you're programming or while you're doing some playback, maybe one just for moving lights, maybe one for specials, however you work best. But you can open up to 3 of them. So here I have another workspace, here I have another workspace. Different ways of looking at information. Up here in the left-hand corner then, we have the Workspace Editor, where we can change how many frames live inside the workspace, choose displays, and we could always reset the workspace. So I'm going to hit that, and now we're back to the default here, which just has live patched in PSD. But we can come back here and say I want to do a quad display and open up different frames inside here. So maybe I want to open up something like our effects channels. In all of this, each of these tabs, we can click on here as well. And we can do something like a zoom out or zoom in. So if you can't see everything, or if it's too small, you could go in or out. You can also lock the frame, so now you can't zoom in or out quite the same, so it doesn't work. And you can't really edit things quite as easily. So I'm going to unlock this so it's editable again. And you can also save how everything looks by recording what's called a snapshot. And these are up here in this little shortcut. If I hit snapshot 1, it's going to restore this look right here. So if you have this open, why don't you click on here and hit snapshot 1, and now your screen should look just like mine. At the bottom here then, final thing I want to show you is what we would call the command line. In programming the lightboard, we're going to give the lightboard commands, and we are able to look at things. So I'm going to say channel 1 and 2 at full. And if I'm happy with what I just told the lightboard to do, I can hit enter, and now it'll commit that to the lightboard. So it's a way for us to see what we're going to tell it before actually committing to that action. And there you go.